Welcome in. It's the ESPN 97.7 Region 9 Baseball Media Day. We're thrilled to be here. Brought to you by Flynn Companies. We got the Dixie Flyers over here. Good-looking group of guys. We're going to get to know them. Let's start with Coach Nyberg in his first year over at Dixie. You're 6-3, Coach. Tell us about the beginning of the year so far.
Yes, sir. First off, thanks for having us on here. 6-3 so far. When we're hitting the ball, we're hitting the ball. Scoring a lot of runs, making a lot of good plays, throwing the ball well. I mean, as a head coach, to be 6-3 and be playing good baseball, it's about all you can ask for. So
and scoring a bunch of runs, right? You just beat East 12-2. You're averaging close to or over 8 runs per game. Has that surprised you at all with the run production?
Not surprised really at all. We just teach our kids have good approaches, have tough at bats, don't give up any pitches, don't have any lazy one pitch at bats, and up to this point we've been doing that so far. Let's just keep that rolling.
Before we get to the kids, tell me about your first year as the head man. You've been a part of the staff and a legendary flyer in a bunch of different sports. Tell me about your transition to being the head guy so far.
Yeah, it's different. There's a lot more that you have to do just behind the scenes that, was the assistant coach for the last 9 years. It's kind of you just show up and have fun and tell them to win, and that's kind of your role. And then you get the head coach position and you realize, hey, there's a lot more to this that goes on that you didn't realize. So I'm definitely ready. Like I've said to everyone else I've talked to, I mean, the examples and the coaches before me, Danny Ibsen was coaching as the head assistant my 4 years at Dixie High School, Jeff Messerly, and I've coached the last 9 seasons with Danny Ibsen. So just being able to have those role models before me, just being able to really just kind of copy paste a lot, pretty much everything, take away the few things I've implemented that are just kind of my own thing. But a lot of it's just, we're operating as usual.
Cool. Cool. And I'll come back and ask you about a couple of the things that you've implemented, that you've brought in to add to the great, Dixie baseball. Holy cow. Let's tell us a little bit about Jake Andreas here. And Jake's going to stand up. He's going to be our first guy in the seed spitting competition.
So, Jake.
And it's fitting because he's spitting at a K zone, and Jake's got about 25 Ks in like 2 games. So let's see what he's got here. Boom. Oh, a little short. Tell us about Jake's season so far, Coach.
Jake's a monster on the mound.
Yeah.
I think everyone knew that coming in. Big frame, hard thrower, pounds the strike zone. You're really never safe with him on the bump. What's really got us excited is we already knew he was going to dominate on the bump. He's hitting the crap out of the ball too, and so I'll take credit for that, throwing him a million pitches a day. But he's swinging the heck out of it. So I mean, both sides of the offense, defense, just doing a great job.
Jake, tell us about that. About you're hitting over 300, I think, right now. A bunch of extra base hits. Tell us about developing that part of your game.
Yeah, I've always two-wayed. I just never really got a bunch of opportunities to keep going, and I just worked really hard this off season on hitting and defense, and it's been working out great so far.
What's been your funnest game so far this year?
Probably this last one against Sky Ridge. My pitching, my last game I pitched, 10 Ks. It was a pretty good game.
Awesome. Yeah. You can always count on a bunch of strikeouts when Jake's on the mound. Jake, before you pass it, tell us about what it's like to play with Carter.
Carter's
What do you
awesome.
like about his game, teammate in the dugout, whatever?
He's a great leader. He's very vocal. I love throwing to him. He's my catcher, and he's a great guy.
So do you guys always just sit next to each other then? No, actually, I put the nameplates out. All right, Coach, you tell me about Carter too, and then we'll have Carter talk.
Yeah, Carter Turley, just like Jake said, just a leader, does all the right things. I mean, all our seniors do that are sitting up here, but Carter switched down here a couple years ago from Brighton. Just the role he's been able to play from the day he's walked in, it's always hard to be a good player walking into a very good program that was our team last year.
Yeah.
And just when you're that good of a player and you mesh that well with other players that are equally or a little bit better, seniors as you're coming in as a junior, and just to see how he fit right in, played his role. Didn't catch probably as much as he should have because Ridge Erickson was there, who's up at BYU now, and you never see him, complain or, hey, coach this or that. Just puts his head down, works, does everything you ask him, and another guy that just finds barrels over and over and over. So
awesome. Carter, tell me about your process of fitting in with a new group, sitting behind one of the best catchers in the state, and now having a great year so far behind the plate.
Yeah, for sure. Coming down I talked with the coaches before I came down here, and they kind of explained me like my role was to come down here, and I know like a lot of people up north and a lot of people that I trust from other schools, and they all told me to come to Dixie when I was first moving down here. That's what they all recommended, and I couldn't have been happier. Like coming down, like Coach said, I wasn't mad at all that I wasn't catching all because we had Ridge Erickson, and he's something special, and so, but I was able to work my way into a lineup and help my team win, so that was a win for me.
When things are going well for you at the plate, what's going through your head? What are you seeing? Like when you're hitting the ball really well, why is that?
It's pretty simple actually. I don't try to like go for pitches. It's just see fastball, adjust off speed, kind of see ball, hit ball. Just don't let my fastball beat me.
Awesome. Well, congrats on a great season so far, man. Before you pass it off, tell me about Marcus Benson sitting to your left. What does he do well, etc.?
He's our center fielder. He's so fast. He's just nothing drops in center field, nothing but rain. He's a great teammate to play with, and yeah, he's a stud.
All right, Coach, I'll ask you the same question about Carter. What does he bring to the team, and how nice is it to have Dixie's had great center fielders, since I've been here, but.
Yeah, Marcus Benson, absolute stud out there. We have a saying with him and our other outfielders, it's the no-fly zone. There's very minimal balls that drop in the outfield. That's a luxury we've had for years and years and years, and he's definitely carrying that baton. Marcus is a great hitter in the middle part of that lineup. Like everyone said, I mean, you hit a ball out there, it's probably an out, and if not, he's got the arm to back it up. Always makes the right throws, always hits his cutoff, throws guys out who try to test him and push him and see if he's got the arm, and he proves it over and over. Senior, leader, quieter kid, but leads by example. So super proud of what he's done this year.
Awesome. Carter, I forget to have you spit. Stand up, put one in the K zone, buddy. All right, we're short. We'll see if we can make the adjustment here in a second with Marcus. Marcus, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Sometimes these early March games, the wind does weird stuff. Has that been the case over at Flyer Field as an outfielder?
Yeah, the wind loves to blow in at our field, so you always got to account for that.
Yeah.
But it's not too big of an issue for us guys in the outfield.
Yeah, no fly zone, baby. Tell me about your season so far. What's been your favorite game that you guys have won?
Springville, definitely. I came into that game really excited. I feel like I had a pretty good game. That was definitely the most fun I've had so far this season.
How fun is it to get on the bases? I feel like Coach Ibsen was pretty aggressive on the bases. You guys manufactured runs. You would score a lot of your runs going gap to gap too. But what's it like this year? Any difference as far as your mentality when you get on the bases?
No, just everything's the same. Just stay aggressive. Don't run into a tag or anything.
Yeah, and
just
if you do, how does Coach Nyberg? How does he respond compared to Coach Ibsen? If you miss a sign or something like that.
It's just don't do it again.
There you go.
Make a mistake.
That's good. Good answer. Tell us about your buddy to the left, Colt Hill. What does he bring to the team?
Colton brings a lot. He's hitting the crap out of the ball right now. He's being a big-time leader.
5'16", I think I got.
Yeah, at the plate, he's doing his job, and in the field, he's a stud. Can't get the ball past him in the field, so he's doing a great job right now.
All right, let's give that to Colt, and let's go back to Coach Nyberg and tell us about Colt.
Colt Hill, I hear 5'16". We're going to have to go check those stats. There's no way he's hitting
higher, right?
There's no way he's hitting that good.
Oh, Lord.
No, I'm just kidding. With that joke being said, that's kind of the expectation for Colt Hill. As a senior, as a guy that's, just been a stud every year, and really the only reason he hasn't had a starting spot up to this point is because of that heavy 15 or 14 seniors, I think, from last year. Just a guy that just runs into baseballs, just always has a good approach. Something I say to him often is, hey, be a leader, and he definitely does that in the field. At the plate, he's just one of those kids you can always rely on. So,
awesome. Colt, I think I got that right, even though some are doubtful, like, holy cow, how's this kid hitting 5'16"? How are you hitting 5'16" through 9 games, man? What's your secret?
Just like Carter said, see the ball, hit the ball.
How aggressive are you early in the line or early in the count? Like, do you like to see a strike? Do you like to work them a little bit before you tee off, or how does that work?
I do like to swing at first pitch. It is a lot. and I kind of get in trouble sometimes with that. But, you know, if you get a hit off of it, it works.
And Coach, what's your philosophy when it comes to first pitch fastballs or their approach? I guess it may depend kid to kid, but.
Yeah, like Colt said, we want to be aggressive. We want to hit the ball and we want to score runs. We definitely have the talent and the guys that are capable of going gap to gap. Really, for me, my philosophy is just situational. You know, there's moments in a game where it's, hey, by all means, jump on a first pitch fastball or hanging curveball, whatever you're looking for. And if you hit a ball in the gap, I'm never going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
But, you know, situation, like if there's 2 outs, guys on second, third, and the pitcher's struggling, I'm more of a coach that wants to say, hey, be patient until we get at least 1, you know, potentially 2, because we don't want to help anyone out. Our approaches are just very disciplined. Our hitters this year are very disciplined. So even when we get down 2 strikes, I don't mind taking and, you know, making a pitcher beat us. Yeah. Just because I think we're that good and I believe in our hitters that much. But I mean, free swingers, when you're hitting the ball, I mean, no one's going to complain about that. So
I'm curious, 1 through 9, how's the bunt game look? You probably haven't had to bunt a lot this year, but
we've bunted a few times in some big moments. I feel comfortable with 1 through 9 bunting the baseball. When I'm bunting, I really like to bunt for hits. I mean, when you got to manufacture runs, you got to manufacture runs. But I mean, I'm just more of an aggressive coach where I want to score, and score some more.
Yeah.
So
put it down the line. Okay. Colt, excellent. Let's talk. Tell us about Ethan MacArthur. What's he like in the dugout? Is he loud? What's he doing?
Ethan's a stud, you know. He's always brings energy to the team, you know. He's a great, fun. I love him. Freaking stud on the mound. Yeah.
He looks like Don Mattingly with that stash, too. You guys don't know who that is,
nice
but that's a
stash.
Varsity stash. Let's go to Ethan. Well, I guess before, Coach, tell us about him, too.
you got to spit, right?
Oh, sorry.
Get some
Marcus, Colt, and then we'll talk about Ethan. Let's see what you got, Marcus. K-zone. All right, Colt.
It's just an empty shell.
Let's go, buddy. Put some spider tack on that seed. All right. Tell us about Ethan, Coach.
Ethan MacArthur, quiet demeanor, definitely leads by example. He's a corners guy, first and third, throw the ball, every other game.
Oh, nice.
Really on the mound, he's just been lights out. And me as the head coach and kind of the pitching coach role right now, just have so much trust when the ball's in his hand. Always competes, always gives us a chance to win. So just throwing the ball really, really well right now. Playing a good when Jake's in, depending on who's pitching, he'll be at first or third this year, and doing a great job there too. So, about as all you can ask for up to this point.
Ethan, what has it taken to be a varsity starter at Dixie High? Like, tell us about a 9-year-old kid watching this right now. How much work does it take to get to where you're at right now?
Yeah, for sure. It takes a lot of work, a lot of practices, a lot of time. It's a grind for sure, but it's fun. You have fun while doing it, and I'm blessed to have this opportunity to start on this varsity team at Dixie.
Amazing. And talk specifically about one of your best games, either on the bump or hitting or playing defense.
Yeah, I think it was Springville I pitched. I went full game, threw really well for my team, and it was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how fun is it to play for Coach Nyberg in his first year as the head guy?
Yeah, it's really fun. I like playing for him. It brings a new vibe to the team. I feel like we're all together as a team, and we're having fun doing it, winning these games. And
is the full kind of baby blue, Dixie Flyer blue hat new this year, Coach? Have you guys done that before?
Yeah, no, we had some powders that were different, but yes, the Carolina blue, the hat.
Looks sharp.
This year.
Although UNC shouldn't have made the tournament this year, by the way. They got in somehow. It drove me crazy. All right, Coach Nyberg, congrats on a great start this year. They got a big one against American Fark on Thursday. On the road or at home?
Home.
At home, at Flyer Field. No, I can't say that, but Dixie Flyer Field, one of the best in the state to go watch a ball game. Coach, thanks for bringing the guys in. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with, I think, Hurricanes next here on the Region 9 Media Day, brought to you by Flynn Companies. Thanks for being with us.
What is... See, los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarnos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0, entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarnos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0, entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarlos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0, entonces los amas como para visitar NHTSA.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarnos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0. Entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarnos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0. Entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
Welcome back, ESPN 97.7 Region 9 Baseball Media Day, presented by Bucks Ace Hardware. Check out Bucks Ace, 3 Southern Utah locations, Dino Crossing in St. George, out in Santa Clara, and of course up to Hurricane. They got a 40,000 square foot store up there now. It's awesome. We welcome in the Pineview Panthers, Coach Walker, and the Panthers, who are raking. They're balling out. They're 5-1 so far this year. Coach, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having us on.
Tell us about the year, just kind of generally so far. Scoring a bunch of runs, 5 wins.
Yeah, we're swinging it well, scoring a lot of runs, having team at bats, no individual at bats. We preach that very much so with this group, and there's times to have their selfish at bats, and they've seen what happens. It's usually not well for them. But when we have team at bats, this lineup it's tough. We were talking on another radio earlier this morning, and it's really hard, to write out a lineup this year. Last year it wasn't hard for me to write out a lineup. This year it's tough, and I didn't think that was going to happen until I saw the work continuing fall, winter, and it's tough, but our 9 guys are swinging it really well right now. It's awesome.
A good problem to have with the lineup.
Yeah.
What's a team at bat?
We're really, get them on, get them over, get them in.
Yeah.
Like Dak says, we feel if we can score, 6-7 runs a game, we're going to be okay with our pitching staff, with how our defense can perform. The game that we tied last weekend, we didn't perform defensively, but the ones we did, we're going to be tough.
Yeah.
We're going to be tough.
Have you been pleasantly surprised with some of the production you're getting from sophomores, for example? Year after Shakespeare and all these other guys are gone, but they're hitting it really well.
Our sophomore group, I'm not so much surprised because those kids, they've been grinding. They love the game.
Yeah.
I've known them for a long time. Since they were 10 years old, they've loved being in batting cages. They've loved hitting on the field. They've loved getting in their throwing, their stretching, their weight room. So that group, I'm not so much surprised. Our junior class, there's been some kids that have done really well. And again, it doesn't surprise me because I saw it all year. If you were to ask me last year, I'm a little surprised with how well some of them are doing. And then our senior class, there's no surprise there with the seniors that are playing. As long as they can continue to have team at bats, they're going to continue to see success. I'm not shocked or anything by our seniors that are producing because they They loved it last year. One produced in a different lineup last year, one produced in our lineup last year, and one was sitting at home not eligible to play last year that we all knew could produce if we could get him in the right mindset. And our team it's an emotional team that we're thriving right now. There's times that this team doesn't, but when we thrive, we're going to shock some people, like we keep saying. Like, we're thriving, and it's awesome. It's good.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Kobe, stand up. You're our first seed spitter in the Seed Spitter Derby. He's spitting to the K zone. We had nobody in the previous team hit the K zone, I don't think.
That was brutal.
Oh, man, we had the ball explode. That was like Roy Hobbs.
Don't break it. Just spit.
Yeah, spit it. Spit the whole thing.
I ate it.
Yeah, that's muscle memory. Now, Kobe, are you allowed to spit seeds at Pineview High? Because some places get,
I'm not really a big seed guy. I've never really had seeds in the dugout, so I've never really
I couldn't tell by how you spit them.
Yeah.
All right. Kobe, tell me about your year so far. It seems like a fun start to the season, winning a bunch of games and winning them big.
Yeah. Our lineup has shown up really well. I knew we were going to make some people surprised and we're going to shock some teams, but we've outdone what I thought, and we've just been putting up lots of runs on runs and really producing. So,
Coach, tell me about Kobe. What kind of player is he? What does he bring to the team? Dugout, leadership, that type of thing.
Kobe means everything to this team, and the team means everything to him right now. He brings hard work day in and day out, even when things in life don't go as planned. And like he said earlier, when he doesn't, what this group of boys has done for him it's amazing. They bring in a kid that they don't really know, shows up some days not too happy, doesn't really talk to them, doesn't say a word to them. But the ones that knew we just need to keep going. Life gets really, really tough at times, and as long as you surround yourself with the right people, you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
But Kobe, he's a leader. He works his butt off. Sometimes he expects too much from teammates because of the way that he works and his will to win. Like he ultimately wants to win, and he fits our culture very, very, very well. Very well.
Yeah. That's a special part of having a team and a close group is they can get you through. Kobe, tell me about your favorite game so far this year.
I would say probably the first game that we had against Davis.
Oh.
We beat him with a walk-off that a freshman hit, but the energy throughout the whole game, like we knew they were a good team. We knew how to put it up against him, and we just kept our energy right at him and showed him what we could do.
Who's a freshman? Who hit it? Who hit the walk-off?
Alex Hernandez.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a dog.
Wow. A freshman?
Mm-hmm.
And Poe was a freshman last year?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. All right. Thanks, Kobe.
Yep.
Tell me, keep the mic and tell me about Daxton Chase and what he brings to the team from a teammate's point of view. And Daxton, you get ready. Spit the seed whole and don't break it all up and see if you can hit the K zone. Go ahead, Kobe.
Yeah. So Dax is a really good leader. I was a little timid going into this year because I'm not friends with any of these guys before, and he welcomed me in with open arms, and he's a brother to me now. This group that we have right here, we're brothers. We're not just teammates. Like the family that they brought to me when I've been at my lowest, and they've helped me get through some tough things. And Dax is overall just like showing me what a leader is and how to be a leader, and helped each of us grow. So he's gonna be a good kid on the mound, good hitter this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kobe. All right, Dax. What's been your favorite? What's been your best game so far, either on the bump or hitting or?
So I've only thrown one game this year so far. It was against Murray, our last game. Threw pretty good, but hitting-wise, probably South Sevier. We saw a good lefty and went 3 for 4 off of him with a double.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, seeing the ball well, throwing the ball well, it's been great.
And give me your perspective on region play, which is about a week away, and I know how excited you guys are for that, right?
I mean, region play is a whole different ball game. I mean, the adrenaline's there. I mean, we start with a good team. I mean, probably the region favorite, Desert Hills, and we're just looking to shock some people this year. So
cool. Coach, give me a little something about Dax. What type of player is he, and what does he bring to the Panthers?
Dax is voted captain by every player for a reason. He saw what the program needed. He walked in as a freshman. I saw the player and the person and the leadership qualities that the kid had, and I think that he knows what the program needs. He knows what the boys need on a deeper level, and he's not scared to have those conversations to our boys that are needed sometimes through players instead of coaches. He's the best first baseman in the state of Utah, defensively, hands down. Somebody tell me different. I would love to know who they are, because if they're better defensively, then they're very, very good. He can play outfield. He's a smart base runner. He's our leadoff hitter right now, and he was our two-hole hitter last year. Saw a lot of success in the two-hole, but he provides a different energy. When you really know Dax, you learn to love Dax. If you don't know Dax, there's some quirkiness about him that you could question, but he truly wants the best for all of his teammates. He wants to win. That's the thing I love about this group. Like, they compete. They want to win, and yeah, he's been a program guy since he stepped his foot in the program, and he's everything that a coach honestly could ask for out of a player. He works hard. He takes bags when he needs to take bags. He knows where to be before people even know what to do with the baseball. Like, his IQ for the game is high, and yeah, he's a put the team first kind of guy, and that's what we want. So
yeah,
awesome to have him.
Ringing endorsement. Dax, one of the hardest plays in baseball is that 3-6-3 double play. Have you had a chance to pull off one of those yet this year?
I haven't, but I did have a 6-3-5 double play against Grantsville.
No kidding.
Sick. Yeah.
Throwing it all the way across the diamond.
Yeah, it was after a 110 pitch outing against Murray too, so it kind of took everything out of me, but it was a cool play.
Good for you. That's great. All right, Dax, now I'm going to have you tell us about JJ, sitting to your left there.
Okay, I mean, JJ's a dog. I mean, he brings a lot to the team. He's a phenomenal pitcher and a great third baseman, and he swings it well. He's far down in the lineup, but he brings heart down in the lineup. He's always on when I'm back up at the top of the lineup. It gives me an opportunity to score someone, and I mean, he scores everyone. I think he has the most RBIs on the team, maybe behind one or two hitters, but he's putting balls in every gap, and he's a great guy.
Wow. So that's great. JJ, let's see, after we talk you up, we're going to mock you after you spit this seed and miss it by 10 feet.
Let's see it, JJ.
Ooh. Oh, not bad. Not bad. He's finesse. JJ, tell me about your perspective. 5 wins, you're 5-1. You got that weird tie because you had to make up games and stuff like that. But you guys are scoring a ton of runs, having a bunch of fun, and you just got this week left, a few more games before you get into region play. Just give me your state of the Panthers right now.
I mean, just like everyone said, I think we're going to shock a lot of people this year. You know, throughout the fall and the winter, there was a couple things that, you know, we needed to work on and get through mentally and some physical stuff on the field. But when we have everybody in check, I mean, we're a hard roster to beat. I mean, when we're all putting things together and doing our parts, we're going to be a solid top team this year. I have no doubt that a lot of people are going to have a big wow factor when they see us step on the field, because, I mean, besides the work that we've been putting in, I mean, everybody wants to win. We're a winning team. You know, it's like we're not okay losing. We take a loss hard and we learn from it, you know, and this weekend that also showed. Like, it showed that we knew how to win, and bouncing back from a hard game like that, it showed that we knew how to lose and come back and, you know, do what we needed to do. And, yeah, I think that we're going to be a legit team this year.
And it sounds like the accountability factor and keeping everybody checked in, or however you put it, a lot of that's coming from the players as
Yeah.
well as the coaches. This is always a good sign, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of personal things. I mean, this year it's a lot of us getting on each other.
Yeah.
It's not as much of, coaches getting on us, but it's that we see the potential in all of our guys, and we know if we can keep each other in check and we keep ourselves in check, that again, we're going to be a real hard team to step on. So.
Absolutely. Okay, Coach, give us something about coaching JJ.
Coaching JJ it's taught me a lot of patience. If you had asked me this question last year, it would have been a lot different. My answer would have been, he's selfish. He doesn't care about his teammates. All he cares about is his success. He's a hothead. He's a big personality guy. But asking that question now, I was hoping it didn't come, because I get like this. Every single one of JJ's teachers has expressed the change that they see in JJ. Every one of our counselors, administrators, and it was all because he had a change of heart, because he loves this team, and he loves the game of baseball. And the fall, the winter was tough. I didn't know if we were going to keep JJ. The talent, obviously, he can play when he's right, but he was bringing our team down in a lot of situations where we couldn't have happen come season time. But we've had combos, we've had late nights, we've had tears like this, we've had screaming matches, we've had just a lot of interactions that I'll never forget, and I'll always be grateful for if we can continue doing what we're doing, and if JJ can continue being the JJ that he is. He provides energy, he provides confidence to the boys, he provides an atmosphere of practice that is needed to win. Mm-hmm. He's always trying to compete with himself, be better for himself, be better than another kid if he wants to take a spot, but he does it in a way that leaders do, and other coaches can call me crazy, other fans and parents do call me crazy, but when that kid's walking down the aisle to graduate, I don't think I've had many happier moments in my life. And so I don't care what they think, I don't care what they say, because these boys know what he needs, and as long as he can continue to live up to that, then great things are going to happen for him. And there's no doubt that these boys and JJ will do that. He's come a long ways. 8 credits you made up in the summertime. Dropped out of school last year, like a lot of people gave up on him, but these kids didn't. These kids never gave up. The second I asked them if they wanted JJ back, every single one of them said yes. Every single one of them wanted to work through it with him, to get him on the right track, and hopefully we can continue going up, because there's no back, and he knows that. There's no stepping back, and so we just continue going up. But he's a gamer. He's a hothead that our team has learned to gear, and he's learned to gear it himself. And yeah, he shows up to class every day. He gets his homework done. He's a dog. Yeah. And I'm very grateful to have had the fall and winter and the spring to see what can happen.
It's an amazing story. Yeah, that's awesome. It's probably got to be one of the most gratifying parts about being a coach is seeing that transformation sometimes kids can make.
Yeah, for sure.
JJ, tell us about Cash, buddy.
I think Cash is a 50-year-old man stuck in a kid's body. He's the most mature kid I know. I mean, he's the most mellow-headed. Like, you put him in a bases loaded, 2-strike, 2-out situation, he's the guy for it. He has tunnel vision at the plate. He's the best catcher in this region to me. As a pitcher, I've never been more confident throwing to somebody other than Cash, and it's been like that since I came to Pineview. I mean, all my trust is in this kid right here. He's just as confident in himself as he is in everybody on the team. He's a bulldog, seriously. Like, this kid has a work ethic like no other, and you'll never hear him complain or give a reason why something didn't go right, or like, he's the definition of a great teammate and a great kid. He's a great guy, and he's a great kid in school. He's the guy you go to when stuff's hard. Like, he'll listen for you. He'll be there. He's definitely one of my favorite teammates, like, no doubt.
Wow. Cash, ringing endorsement, big pressure. You got to spit your seed now, and we'll see how you do. Oh, man. We got to make that bigger. All right, Cash. Man, tell us about your season. You guys are having a special year, and you're only 7 games in.
Yeah, this is definitely a very special team. I love our coaching staff. They're always there for us. These group of kids right here are always there to keep kids accountable, make sure they're working hard through practice. Yeah, we're swinging it amazing.
Yeah.
We obviously have things to work on, but everyone does. It's all right. We got a lot of gamers and a lot of kids that they're finally growing into it and they're ready to play.
From a player's perspective, tell me about your executing a team at bat for your squad. Like, you get up, tell me an example this year of what that looks like from inside the batter's box.
Good example is I've had a couple at bats when I was first and second. You obviously think you see a guy back, you lay down a bunt.
Yeah.
Against Cedar, I had a situation like that. There was a runner on second, and then I hit a ball right center gap for a triple. Scored the runner, and it's just you always think that side, move the runner, get him in.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, things like that, being selfless, not worrying about your batting average, being willing to take an AB away from you, lay down a bunt for the team, whatever it takes.
Love it. And as you're saying that, all your teammates are nodding in agreement. So you're on one accord, it sounds like. And then, Coach, I'll have you wrap this up with telling us about Cash.
Yeah, Cash, I mean, the emotions are there, and I haven't had an emotional interaction with Cash. So I hope I don't get emotional because Cash would give Kobe a run for his starting job in center field if Cash didn't know what the team needed. And when we lost Kais last year, that was a big loss, you know, and we lost Luke Iverson before that. That was a big loss. Like, our catchers have been really good for Pineview, and that's what's kept us okay and in games for a while now. Yeah. You know, and we needed that. We needed a catcher, and Cash caught when he was younger, and Cash came to me and he said, I'm going to be your starting catcher next year, and I'm going to work my butt off to take that job. And I mean, JJ said it, and Dax nodded his head. Like, Cash, he knows his pitchers. He gets to know every one of his pitchers. He gets to know their pitches. He knows what he has to tell them when he goes out to the mound. And so we saw it last weekend. Like, I only had to go out to the mound to make a pitching change. And that was never to talk to a pitcher, to bring him back to reality, to talk how we're going to attack this next hitter, what we're going to do, because Cash, he knows them.
He's on it, yeah.
You know, and he knows them better than I do.
Yeah.
And I don't love that, but I love that my catcher.
It's impressive.
That he does. Yeah, he's a team guy first, and he's successful because of that. You know, he puts his body on the line every day. He'll catch 10 guys throwing bullpens, and then he'll want to get out there and throw his own. Like, he grinds. He's in the cages every day. He's talking to coaches all the time, trying to get better. How are we going to attack these guys? What are we going to do here? I see this. I see that. Like, he wants to learn and gain knowledge every single day, and that's a huge quality to have as a player.
Awesome. So great. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you for the awesome insight into your players, Coach.
Yeah.
That was so great to hear. And that's the Pineview Panthers, everybody. 5-1-1. They just beat Grantsville 14-1, and they've got Emory their next game. I think up in Emory. Is that right?
Here Thursday.
Here at Pineview on Thursday. Sorry. Thanks, guys. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll see you out at the ballpark. Quick break. Back with D Hills right after this. Oh yeah. So I.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarlos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0, entonces los amas como para visitar NHTSA.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome in, Region 9 Baseball Media Day. Thanks for being with us. Presented by Flynn Companies and Flynn Roofing, a big booster of local sports here in Southern Utah. We got the Desert Hills Thunder, Coach Cave and the boys here with us. Thanks for coming. 9-0, Coach. Before Game 1 to now, give me something you've maybe learned about this squad or that you've been impressed with. Obviously, you're playing really well.
Yeah, we're a little deeper than I thought we were.
Okay.
I thought we were going to have 10, 11 guys that can play varsity baseball, and it's looking more like 13, 14, and on the pitching side more than that. So seeing the depth early in the season has been awesome.
Yeah. So wins against Park City, Green Canyon, Cypress, Foothill, Canyon View, Orem, Pocatello, Wasatch, Richfield, scoring about 9.4 runs per game, Coach. You guys are obviously raking to this point in the season. Give me a little insight on that with these guys.
Yeah, the offense has been good. We have a lot of guys returning, so I think the varsity experience helps there. That Foothill game you mentioned was a 9-inning walk-off where Andrew here got the game-winning base hit, sending Harmon Skeen home. So that one was a lot of fun. And, 9 games so far, you got to find different ways to win them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Coach, I'm going to have Crew stand up. You're going to be our first spitter to the K zone here, buddy.
Stand up.
Several have embarrassed themselves. I hope you can come close. Let's see what he's got.
Oh, boy.
That ain't bad. Sometimes bouncing it is the way to go. Coach, tell us about a little bit about Crew, and then we'll ask Crew about Crew.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Crew's pretty calm, demeanored kid. He pitches and plays a lot of first base, plays some shortstop. He believes that his golf swing helps his baseball swing, which is not the usual. But, so he'll continue to golf through the season as long as he's swinging it like he is so far. As calm as he is, when he's on the mound and he gets a big strikeout or a big out, he gets really fired up, and that energizes our team a lot to see a calm guy like that get fiery.
Awesome. Crew, I saw you get excited in the commercial break. They showed a golf course, and you knew right what it was, right?
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about your philosophy about golf helping your swing.
Honestly, don't really know. I think my baseball swing jacks up my golf swing.
Oh, there you go. That's
but my
what it is.
golf swing helps my baseball swing. I don't know why. It's just how it goes. So I keep swinging the golf club.
Love it. Love it. Seems like a fun year so far. What was your favorite game of all these games you played, 9 of them? What was your favorite game, either because you played well or something fun happened?
Foothill for sure.
Okay.
That was great. It was chippy, but really fun. This guy over here is a dog. A little walk-off single. That was fun.
Yeah.
A little mosh pit out in the field. It was great.
Those seem like the funnest games. Maybe your manager here, Coach K, would have a different perspective on it, but for an announcer, when things get a little chippy or whatever, that intensifies the game and might make it more fun to be a part of, right?
Yeah, it makes it a lot more fun, I think. Get Hagen Reed chippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So we got one more week, and then we got region play. Crew, give me your perspective on region play this year. Always competitive.
Region play. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Stop laughing. Yeah, I'm excited. Region play is always more fun than preseason, I think.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at? It's more competitive, and yeah, I'm excited. All the teams are gonna be good. It's gonna be some good games for sure.
Good answer. All right, Jace, you stand up. You keep the mic though, Crew, because I'm gonna have you tell us about playing with your buddy over here.
All right.
After he spits this to the K zone. Oh, good shot.
Deep.
Good shot. What's it like playing with Jace? He's been playing varsity since he was a zygote, but tell us about him.
Jace is a dog, let me tell you. Absolute wall at second base. He's going to get the bat hot here soon, and we're going to see some good things from Philly.
Awesome. Cool. Let's go to Jace. Coach, give me your review of coaching Jace so far this year.
Yeah, Jace is a pure competitor, whereas some guys on our team are a little more calm. Jace is not.
Yeah.
He's fired up from first pitch to last pitch, loves winning. Absolutely loves winning baseball games. So just another element in the mix of players that it takes to have a good team.
How's that double play exchange working so far? That 6-4-3 with Jace over at second.
I think we got a couple of them
Yeah.
so far this season.
Cool.
Him and Harmon are working pretty well together. We took a nice little buddy shot in our team pictures to make sure we had the up the middle
nice
combo and the buddy shot.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. Jace, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, and it's great to see you. Always fun to watch you play baseball. What's your favorite game so far this year?
I got to go with the same as Crew. That Foothill game was it was intense. It was fun to see us compete like that.
And tell me about the connection you have with your third baseman, basically the whole infield.
Well,
shortstop.
third baseman's my brother, so we got a pretty good connection there. And Harmon, I played with him last year up the middle, so we've kind of bonded a little, and it's fun. And I'm really I enjoy everyone on our team. We've been having fun lately.
And one of my favorite things about D Hills, since Coach Cave has taken over, is everybody's got to be able. It doesn't matter if you're the cleanup hitter, you got to be able to bunt. And you're one of the best bunters. What's your review of 1 through 9 being able to execute a timely bunt late in the game or a sack or whatever? How's the bunting so far this year for the squad?
I've had one this year, and I got it down, which is good. And I don't know, we were talking the other day, and Coach Cave said it might be more of a hit and run for me instead of a bunt. So who knows how that's going to be.
Okay, all right, that's great. Coach, tell me about. Sometimes I see a major leaguer standing up there like this. Tell me about coaching bunting and how important it is to the team.
Yeah, we work on it from time to time. We'll get the bunt machine up during BP and have a bunting group separate from our cage group. But I'd say we're probably going to bunt as little as we ever had this year. With all the experience coming back in our offense, we're going to sit around and wait for slugging a little more than we have in the past. So you'll see it. I mean, timely drag or a a good sacrifice is always a good baseball play, but I think we'll rely on that less than we have.
Yeah. Yeah, you got all these mashers. All right, Jace, tell me about your buddy, Andrew Wilson. 4 dingers already this year. Andrew, while he's talking about you, spit to the K zone, buddy. Let's see what you got.
Me and Andrew, we played with each other for a long time, and we've kind of since we were little, and we've just we're best buds. We've kind of just grown up playing together, and I don't know. We got 1 more year left, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's already underway, and you're playing awesome. Andrew, what's when things are going well for you at the plate, which this year's been every time you step up to the plate? What's happening mentally? What's your thought process, your relaxation level when you're hitting so well?
I don't know. I mean, I have one thought when I go up to the plate, and that thought is do something cool. So that's just been my thought process so far, so it's been working. But
and what's your analysis of when Andrew's in the box, Coach, as a hitter, his approach, aggressive early? Does he see a strike, when he's hitting well?
He's opened up some new parts of his offensive game this year. If you were to go back and watch film of his freshman and sophomore year, he's got a different looking swing this year. Or maybe it's freshman and junior year. You missed your sophomore year. So he's opened up some new ways to hit, which I'm not going to share here, so no one gets a plan against him. But I'd say he has more tools than he's had in his high school career so far.
Let's talk a little bit defense, Andrew. You're back there. You're doing this first and third situational signals and stuff like that. How good is this defense this year with all these guys returning? But tell me about the outfield. How much confidence do you have in these guys?
They knock down everything. I mean, Crew's a dog at first base. He knocks down everything. Jace took one off the face and still threw the guy out at first. And, I mean, that just shows he's a competitor. And outfield, Hagen Reed, he's a dog out there. Stokely Tate, he'll track down every fly ball. Jax Tolman, I mean, the list goes on and on. So they're all dogs.
Pretty well set up, it sounds like. Desert Hills is 9-0. They've got Union on Friday, and we'll be out at the games coming up a bunch. They're scoring about 10 runs per game. Holy cow. Coach K, thank you so much. Always great to see you. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you out at the ballpark. Quick break. Back with Coach Seacrest and the Snow Canyon Warriors right after this.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarnos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0, entonces los amas como para visitar ntsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome in ESPN 97.7 Baseball Media Day. One of my favorite days of the year because I get to talk to guys like this, Coach Seacrest and the boys from Snow Canyon. They're 6-2. They're the defending champs, and they're about 8 runs a game this year, so hitting the ball really well. How's it going, Coach?
Doing great, Andy. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Tell me about some of these wins against teams like Lehigh, Spanish Fork, Cedar Valley, Provo. What's been?
Yeah, I feel like we've brought in some pretty good teams early in the season to kind of see where we're at and what to do. The Lehigh game actually was a loss, but it was a lot closer than it ended up being. But we hit some balls really hard. The wind was blowing out, and so there were some wind-blown homers.
Okay.
On their side, not our side. Everything we hit was.
It's always the away
wind turned
team
the
that
other
gets
way
the wind
when
on
we
the
were
top
hitting.
half of the inning. Yeah.
So anyway, but no, it's been a good 8 games and be able to see a lot of different things. So it's been a good schedule.
Give us some insight about this group. Every year's different. You always lose great seniors. You're a kind of a factory of good baseball, Coach. But give us a little something about this group.
Well, I think losing 13 seniors last year, everybody looks and says, "Oh wow!" But at the same time, we're replacing guys that haven't had the varsity experience but have been pushing those varsity guys all for the last 3 years and things. So I mean, it's great to have guys like Andrew Lyon back, who could be argued as our best pitcher last year. We had a lot of good pitchers, but he's definitely one of the best guys I think in the state. And then you got Dewey Gibb, who's going to contribute on the mound as a starter, and Ledger Shipp, who is a starting second baseman on our state championship team too. So we got a couple returners, but at the same time we got guys that know how to win and want to win. And so from the bottom to the top of the program, as far as personnel goes, I think we're pretty solid, and guys are pushing guys all the time to get better.
Awesome. Andrew, stand on up, grab a seed, and you're pitching to the K zone. And I know you're probably not even allowed to spit seeds at your ballpark, so that's why all these kids nowadays suck at spitting seeds. But let's see how you do. Put it in the K zone. Boom.
Oh.
That's the closest I think all day. All right, Andrew. How's the season going for you so far, buddy?
It's been good. I've been swinging it well, putting some balls in play.
Yeah.
Making some plays. So yeah,
awesome.
It's been good.
What about on the bump?
I haven't thrown yet.
Okay.
My body's been hurting a little, so I'm trying to get back. I should be here in a few weeks.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Going back to what Coach said, a bunch of new guys this year. You're in a leadership role. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, we got a bunch of new guys. They're all really good. They could have played last year.
Yeah.
We just had a lot of good seniors last year, and they've been doing pretty good, so we should be good.
What's your I've asked a couple kids this. 20 years ago, you could make a varsity baseball team, playing Babe Ruth baseball and doing all that. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't good, but I could just dink around. And I watched Rookie of the Year a couple times a week with Henry Rodengartner, and I still play baseball. But that's not how it is these days. What does it take to be a starting player at Snow Canyon High School from the time you're a kid to
nowadays it's all year round.
Yeah.
It's all no breaks. So I'm playing all year, all summer, a little bit off in the winter, late fall. But yeah, just doing it all year, staying good, getting better.
And that's how you win championships, and that's how you get all these kids to go play next level baseball. So congrats on a great year so far, buddy.
Thank you.
Before you pass it over to Ledger, stand up. Let's see if you can spit one. But tell us about a Ledger Shipp.
Ledger Shipp, he's our leadoff hitter, second baseman. Comes in on the mound a little too, relieve, and he's been good all year, and last year.
And he came in. Remind me a little bit about Ledger last year, Coach, because he was key for you down the stretch. Or remind me about his kind of journey last season.
So yeah, last season ended up we kind of moved him around a lot at the first of the year, but then he just kind of locked in at second base.
Yeah,
where we kind of thought he would be anyway. But I mean, it was just lockdown, tight defense. Yeah. I mean, you go to that state tournament, and there was nobody better than Ledger Ship on the field.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
Pretty impressive.
All right, Ledger, tell me about the infield. You're at second. What's that like? How sharp are you guys already this year at turning two and that type of thing?
I think me and Rue, we got that chemistry. We've been playing baseball with each other since we were freaking 6 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just we're there. We're on the same wavelength. You know, I know where the ball's going to be, and vice versa. He knows where the ball's going to be when I'm throwing it to him. So, I think it's super smooth, and I think we're going to roll a lot of double plays this year.
And I think what people would say about a program like Snow Canyon is, after a championship year, there's really probably not a drop in expectation or focus or that type of thing when you have a program that kind of steadies the ship every year, regardless, probably, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally. A lot of people are thinking this is kind of like a reload year. I think this is a repeat year for sure. A lot of these guys think the varsity experience, we're lacking that, but a lot of these guys that are on the field, they've been playing high level baseball since. I mean, they were 12, going down to Arizona and playing the best teams in the nation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing kids that are like 6 foot when they're 12 years old and
just
throwing gas.
Exactly,
I mean, just because they haven't played varsity doesn't mean they haven't been in those tough games, those bottom of the sevens, just trying to get that run in to win.
Yeah.
So,
what's been your favorite game so far this year, personally?
Favorite game this year? It's
just a game that you won, or?
I liked when we played. I like Provo. It was chippy. It was high intensity for sure, and
those guys from Provo are always having trouble.
Coach Seacrest got us fired up before that game, and so we took it to him for sure. We played really well that game.
Good for you guys. Ledger, tell me about your buddy Dewey Gibb, who's hitting the cover off the ball. Dewey, you stand up, put one in the K zone, buddy.
I mean, playing with Dewey is something special. He's a character. You see him on the mound, he's tweaking a little bit. I love it. I know when he's on the mound, I know he's gonna shove, and we're gonna get plays to the guys in the field. So
you wouldn't want to hit off Dewey then. You wouldn't want to see him on the mound.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do some live AVs.
Yeah, there you go.
No, he's a really good pitcher. He's got a good curveball, good velo. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, Dewey, take that mic, buddy. Grip it and rip it. Man, I can't remember what your batting average is right now because my paper fell when I did that, but it's pretty high right now. Tell me what's working for you in the batter's box. You're seeing the ball well. Tell me about your season so far.
Yeah, first week hit great. Last week wasn't great, but I was battling. But the first week, I just there's a lot of expectation coming into the season, but I just kind of tried not to put that pressure on me and just have fun and play the game for sure.
What advice do you give a kid, Coach? Because these high school seasons go by in a seems like a week, and a kid who's played baseball and is just looking forward to a season, and it might start a little slower than anticipated. What do you say to kind of just relax them or whatever?
Mainly just tell them to keep grinding, and it'll work out. The hard thing is when you have seniors, they start to put pressure on themselves to lead the team and do things that they haven't done before. So it's always talking to them, making sure they understand that they got to continue to play their game, what they've done well, and then the other kids will pick up those parts instead of trying to do everything. So just try to relax them, and it is a short season.
Yeah.
And you want to do well. If you start hot, it's usually a good thing. But it's just keep grinding.
Yeah. Dewey, when you're on the mound, tell me about your mentality about the defense behind you. How sharp have you guys been defensively this year?
Yeah, I feel like we've been pretty good. I feel like when I'm on the mound, I kind of have to trust my guys. Like when the batter puts it in play, you kind of got to trust your defense, and I think we'll be good this year.
Work fast, throwing a lot of fastballs.
Yeah, for sure.
I love how you guys approach your approach from the mound. All right, Dewey, tell us about Kale, who's a two-sport stud over at Snow Canyon, big man on campus, walking through the hallways, all the girls, all that stuff, but he focuses when it's time to play ball. Kale, stand up, spit a seed, and tell us about him.
Yeah, Kale's a good guy. He's funny, really fast, and like you said, two-sport athlete, and if you get him on the base path and he's smart with it, he can score.
Boom. Love it. Kale, take the mic. Coach, before you talk, Kale, why don't you maybe tell us a little bit about coaching him?
I've been coaching Kel since he was 8. And before that, he was my next-door neighbor, so that's even better. But, no, great family, great kid. Glad to have him out there. There's always talk when kids are playing football, whether they'll play in the spring or whatever, and heard that a few times. Never heard that from Kel, so I believed that he would be out there, and we're glad that he's there. I mean, the speed, the strength, too, at the plate. I mean, there's a lot of good things about him, so we're glad that he's wearing that Warrior uniform.
Awesome. All right, Kale, give me a fun time you've had at the plate or on the base path, taking a bag this year. Paint a picture for us about a specific fun play you've made this season.
Just in a recent game, we had a early steal on I don't know who we were playing, but I think it was Trent on base, and he stole early, and there was I don't know if there's 2 outs, but I was on third, and we got kind of a pickle situation. I just
nice.
Just ran home. I don't know.
Excellent.
Good play.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez. So one of the I'm wondering about your communicate. Coach Sechrist is over there on third, and he's not giving you a steal sign. Do you ever give him a sign like, "Hey, I'm going"?
Usually it's Reed giving me the sign, but
that's
sometimes
good.
The green light. I don't know.
That's the right answer. Yeah, listen to Coach. Congrats on a great season so far, Kale. Fun to watch. Tell us about Beckham over here.
Beckham, he's gross. He's got so many pitches in his all his pitching, but cutter's gross. Just love it from Beck,
Yeah. All right, Beckham.
Mustache is great.
That's the best. I was complimenting another kid. You might have him beat.
Ooh.
Nice shot, buddy. All right, Beckham. Tell us about those gross pitches you got and kind of your off season and what you worked on most and seems to be paying off so far.
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to work my pitch mix and paint the zone. Just let them hit it and play and let my defense work behind me. But in the off season, I was just working on developing more pitches and just get better at locating.
And how does that process work where you're like, I want to expand to a new pitch that I haven't thrown before? Take us through that process of testing it out or off-season summer ball and how it kind of progresses to a pitch you can use on the mound in a varsity game.
Yeah, I'd usually meet with our pitching coach. We have a great pitching coach, Brandon Lyon.
Sure.
And I try to find out a new pitch that would work good off my other pitches and meet with my catcher and start throwing it in the bullpens.
Awesome. And what's been your best game this year, do you think, or the one you had the most fun?
I liked our first game against Syracuse a lot. Started that game. Just a really fun game and just high energy because it's the start of the season. All of us want that first game win. So.
And tell me about the work it takes to have you put in for a mustache. Looks that good? Is that manicured? Is that genes, or do you have to put in the work to do that? I can't do that. Is what I'm saying.
I've had to dye it a couple times. Not gonna lie, but I just let it grow. And
all right, love it. It works. Performance enhancing dye, whatever. We don't judge. All right, Coach. Thank you for bringing the guys.
Thanks for having us. The
defending champs, Snow Canyon Warriors. We'll be out at the ballpark here coming up, and you start region play with who, guys? Dixie. Okay, we'll be there for that. Thank you so much. Quick break. Back with Crimson Cliffs right after this. Thanks for being with us.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarnos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0. Entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back, ESPN 97.7 Region 9 Baseball Media Day. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate all of our sponsors helping us bring you Media Day, including Buck's Ace Hardware, Wilkinson's House of Lighting, Flint Companies, Fabulous Freddy's, and a bunch of others. We welcome in Coach Justin Abbott and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Coach, thanks for being here. You're into the season. I got 5 wins on my thing that I don't know if it is dependable so far this year, but tell me about kind of an overview of the season so far for the Mustangs.
Yeah, we've liked the teams that have came down to our tournaments. I felt like every game that we've played in, it's been competitive.
Yeah.
You know, we've learned a lot about ourselves earlier in these first 8 games, but, you know, I also feel like getting some competition down here, you know, from up north definitely helps, and Maple Mount's tough. Westfield's that new school. They're going to be competitive. So, yeah, it's been a good challenge for us. It's great to have those teams come down and come to our yard and compete. So,
and what's this? I know every year's different. You lose guys and seniors and state championships and that just within the last couple of years. But what's this group like that kind of separates them maybe from years past?
You know, in high school you get what you get. You know, you can't. You know, it's not like college where you can go out and handpick your club. You know, and you got to find a new identity with some guys that are coming in. And you know, we get Ryder Alanis right down here. Transferred in his senior year and brings an element to our team that we're looking for, some good leadership, and all these guys got really good leadership skills, and that's hard to coach. And so as a coach, I appreciate what they bring to the club. But as far as an identity, we always talk before the first of the year, what we're going to do, what we want to accomplish as a team, and we kind of put our foot down and say this is what we're going to go after, and this is what we're going to try to attack from a offensive, defensive, and a pitching standpoint. But it's a game of adjustments. You're always doing something different, or trying to attack teams in different ways. And so, we'll stay with that game plan, and we'll try to continue to keep that identity. But these guys are putting in a ton of work and they're grinding out. So, great group.
How does the whittling process down to what you think your lineup's going to be by region?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell us about that process from summer to off season to. How long does that go until you're like, okay, this is going to be my opening day region starting 9?
It's, even in these first 8 games, it's been tough to write a lineup. some guys have been in good, spots, and some guys have been moved around, and we've had a couple of young guys step in and do a really good job. But I feel like once we get to region, I think we're going to find out who our guys are that can compete. But we also got some guys on the bench that are really hungry and really, ready for opportunities. And so we just got to make sure we put the best 9 out there that can compete. And it's a tough region. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jason, stand up, get that seed, and Coach is going to tell us about your season so far. I think you're hitting over 500, 570 or something. Coach, tell me about what's working from your perspective with J-Mac in the batter's box.
He's our leadoff guy. He's the guy that's going to grind out some at-bats. Just the other day on Saturday, we were talking about he had three knocks, and they were all with 2 strikes. He just battles out these at-bats. I think what is most important, having him in that leadoff spot, is it gives everybody else behind him 2 or 3 at-bats before they get up to the plate.
Yeah.
When you can see 8 or 9 pitches and have a quality at-bat, it sets up that next guy. And, we really do a good job offensively of communicating of what we saw, how we attack, how they attacked those first couple guys in the lineup. But, J-Mac just gives us this personality at the top of the lineup, great leader. I'm going to miss a guy like him for sure, but looking forward to his senior year.
All right, Jason, let's see what you got. Go for the K-zone, buddy. Set the tone.
That's off.
Goodness gracious. All right. Is seed spitting a felony over at Crimson Cliff High
We
School?
were talking about this. I told him you do it every single year, and they got to be ready, but it doesn't help us out that I don't allow these guys to spit seeds. But if they have a cup, they can spit it in, but it's so hard to get off of that grass and out of that turf.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't to blame. You guys, what do you do? Big league chew, Jason? You ever do that? Or do you just go raw dog? All right.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Go ahead and pick up that mic now. And when things are clicking for you at the plate, like they are right now, and, probably will for the rest of the season, what's your mentality? What's your philosophy? You're the leadoff guy, so Coach wants you to see pitches and kind of work the count a little bit.
Yeah. When I step into the box, I honestly don't really think of much. Anything I'm trying to work on, I try to do it outside of the gameplay at bats, I guess. Sure. I don't really think much, and I just try to get in there, compete, do my job. My goal is just to get on base. And when I got runners on, depending on how many outs we got, I'm just trying to do my job, hit the ball hard somewhere and compete.
And then take me into your mindset defensively when you're making diving plays and just kind of, you were so fun to watch last year do all that stuff. But tell me about this year. How's the defense look? How sharp are you guys this early in the season?
I think we're looking pretty good right now. There's a few injuries. Right now I've got some back problems, so Race right here has been playing shortstop and some other things. But I think we're just got to work on a couple things as a team, and I think we'll look pretty good, and I think we'll have a good defense out there.
These hats look pretty good. This is new.
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah, new CC look. We decided to do something a little bit different, but
that looks great. Do you get the credit for that?
No, I gotta ask these guys what they want.
Okay, team effort. That's good. Yeah. All right, Jay, tell me about Race. You just kind of told me a little bit about him, getting some reps at shortstop. But what's his personality like? What's he like in the dugout? What's he like in math class? Does he listen to the teacher? Is he chewing gum? Is he texting? Give me the straight dope on Race.
Race is a stud. He's a ladies' man, that's for sure. He's a stud. He's a mellow dude, but he keeps his head down. He works. He grinds. He's really smooth on the field, and he's fun to watch and fun to play with. So I enjoy being around him.
Love it. Thank you. Race, let's see you spit. Nobody's been close, so no pressure.
Wow.
Man, that was a long old seed. All right, Race, what's been your funnest game this year? And what happened?
I got to say that American Fort game, I think it was 8-4, just because all of us were really firing. We were all fired up too, but I feel like our offense was just there. Like, we were all hitting good. Our defense was there. We only had, I don't think we had any errors actually, but
wow. So that was a heck of a game.
Yeah.
Do you feel like being a part of this program, the expectation is just kind of there, and you don't have to worry about dumb stuff? You just show up and work?
Yeah, absolutely.
I might be putting words in your mouth, but that's kind of my perception. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, like at practice, everyone shows up and just like we know we have to get ready 30 minutes before practice, and like even if coach isn't there, everyone's just on it.
Yeah. And would you agree with that, Coach?
Yeah, it's a trustable group. You know, they know exactly what to do when they get to the yard, and as a coach, that's great because, you know, when the game starts, you know, that's when we kind of really like, you know, try to put together a plan offensively and defensively of what we're trying to do. But yeah. I feel like these guys do a great job of preparing at practice. And we've done a lot of different things as a coaching staff to try to make sure that when we get into game situations, like we're not surprised because we prepared for some of those moments.
Yeah.
We don't want the game to speed up on us. And if we're not prepared, that's when it does. And I think these guys have done a good job of making sure that the game is something that we're prepared for in situations. So these guys do a good job.
I'll have you tell us a little bit about, and the folks at home, a little bit about Race, what he brings to the team, and what kind of player he is.
You know, Jace is right. He's kind of a mellow guy. I could probably put together a paragraph of the words he said, like in the last 3 years. But, you know, he's a guy that's a dependable guy. He gets after it. You know, he's played some shortstop, played some third base. He came in the other day, you know, against Payson and pitched great. You know, so he's versatile. You know, he's grown up a lot, and we're really happy about that. We talked about a coach with our coaching staff about the biggest difference between somebody who's a freshman and a sophomore and then comes into their junior year is just as astronomical. It's just, but it doesn't happen if they don't put in the work. And Race has done a really good job at, you know, grinding it. I feel like if I'm down at the field, you know, most of the time Race is down there doing something. So, yeah, he's got really good work ethic. Really proud of the young man and the baseball player he's turned into. So,
cool.
Glad to have him on our squad.
Excellent. Race, I'll get your perspective on your buddy Ryder as Ryder steps up to the plate, tries to fire one in there. Just play catch, Ryder. Just throw it to the piece of paper.
Obviously, he's from Hurricane. I don't know what they do over there, but he's got a lot of energy, and he really helps us in the dugout when he's in the dugout and when he's behind the plate too. He kind of keeps the pitchers in check and just really helps them lock in.
All right. Very good. Ryder, take the mic. Your seed was a little bit outside to a righty.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What's it been like kind of assimilating to a new program this year?
It's very different, you know. I feel very welcomed. Like, as soon as I came to practice, I felt very welcomed. You know, everyone was there. I feel like I've been there for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like home, and it feels really nice, and, you know, it just feels comforting.
Oh, that's good. And how's sometimes the first few weeks of a season as a hitter, it takes a minute, but, you know, what doesn't seem like that's been the case for you?
Yeah, you know, I think it was my second at bat against Timpanogos. I hit a double in the gap, right center gap, and it felt really good. And, you know, I've just kind of been trying to recreate that swing for the rest of the season.
Take us inside that at bat. He threw you a beach ball eventually, but what pitch was it on? Was it a fastball? Where was it in the zone?
So first pitch was a slider. I swung right over it, and I said, I'm not letting that happen again. Second pitch was a slider inside, and I just got my hands through and put it to right field.
Wow, that's awesome. And what is your view of region this year, buddy?
It's pretty tough. There's a lot of good guys out in Region 9. You know, there's dudes everywhere. You know, Desert Hills, Hurricane, Cedar,
yeah,
Pineview, Dixie, Snow Canyon. Like, there's a lot of dudes and a lot of good pitching.
How's the I know it's good, but I just want to hear you talk about kind of the system of in Crimson, the young kids playing when they're young kids, and kind of the pipeline to play varsity baseball at Crimson.
I hope it's something everybody looks forward to. You know, something that we pride ourselves in. A program is making sure that we welcome those younger guys. You know, even those, you know, the 6th graders, 5th graders, 7th graders. You know, they're always showing up to the yard. They're coming to the field. They're wearing Crimson stuff. You know, we do a youth camp every year, and, you know, this year we had 110 kids. It was awesome. It was great. And, you know, I let these guys know how important it is to be role models, because those guys show up to the yard and they see you guys wearing Crimson stuff. They see you playing in a varsity game on a Friday night underneath the lights. Like, that's exactly what those kids want to do. And so, you know, when those kids coming up through their program, talent, you know, aside from everything, if they look at the guys that we have in the dugout, I hope that it's something that they look forward to when they get to that age. So just knowing those guys too, as a coaching staff, we feel like we do a good job of making sure that we know who we have coming up, you know, at every level. And so just making sure that those guys feel like, you know, they're welcome and that one day they're going to be a Mustang.
Yeah, that's a great answer and definitely pays off. All right, Ryder, tell us about Brecken Park, batting cleanup.
Brecken's, he's a funny guy. He's a really good gamer. He's really good at Fortnite. He's probably the best gamer on the team. But on the field, I mean, he's just a defensive wizard, and he's going to get it done, and he gets after it. He's just a good person to be around, and he's a really good friend.
All right, Brecken, bring it, buddy. Yeah, it was like a chip shot in golf. You wanted to let it run a little bit. All right, Brecken. Man, from an outsider's perspective, Crimson Cliff seems like a great school in general, regardless of what sport you're playing, to play sports. What is your perspective on that? Definitely agree.
Crimson has a really good athletic program for every sport. I feel like good athletic directors, good coaches, good players all around. So it's a good school to be a part of.
And then give us a little bit more color on the baseball program and kind of the expectation that's been set, championships and great players, team-oriented guys, and now it's your turn.
Yeah, a lot of really good baseball players have came through this program, and now it's our turn. So, gotta step up and make sure everyone does their part.
Yeah. And do you feel, Coach, every year we talk about all the talent in Region 9, and I used to know this off the top of my head, but it's been a while since a non-Region 9 team has won the state championship. I don't know if it's been a decade or more, you know, but it's usually a team from Southern Utah, and I know that's the expectation for you guys every year at Crimson Cliffs, just like other schools, is to make it all the way. That's not really quite a good question to leave you, but maybe you can talk a little bit about just the high expectations every year regardless.
Yeah, and you know, Brecken made a good point. Our athletic department does a great job of just competing, you know, coaches all around. So I think it's a culture thing. I think it's something that's, you know, kind of embedded that winning that last game of the season, whatever sport you're playing in. But you know, we got great coaches, great administration, you know, that support us in those things and allow us to, you know, trust us and allow us to do things as head coaches to make sure that these boys are prepared for those types of things. And so, you know, couldn't say enough about the administration. They're great, but the culture we have at Crimson's great too. Yeah. You know, and from the top to the bottom. And I think now, you know, I think eventually when the programs were started, I think it was a coaching culture to try to get that going, and now it's in these guys' hands. And you know, the culture comes from a player standpoint. They know what's expected of them, and you know, one of the best things as a coach to hear is, you know, one of these seniors or one of these juniors that has been here a while to tell one of those freshmen, that's not how we do things at Crimson. And I've heard that, you know, happen a couple times, but they do a great job at leading by example. So great program, great school to be a part of.
Awesome.
Proud to be a Mustang.
Coach Abbott, Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, we'll be out at the ballpark. They'll be starting region play. Remind me, guys, who you start with in region. Hurricane. Okay, we'll be out there, I'm sure. And they got a big weekend of baseball coming up. Who do you guys got next?
Corner Canyon on Thursday.
Down here?
Yep.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Coach. Okay, it's great to see you. Quick break. Back to close out Media Day right after this. Thanks for being with us.
Si los amas como para manejar una hora y alentarlos en la lluvia aunque vayan perdiendo 11-0. Entonces los amas como para visitar nhtsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento trasero del auto.
If you haven't haven't seen Utah Tech University lately, chances are you haven't seen it at all. With hands-on polytechnic learning across 300 academic programs, 30 new and renovated state-of-the-art facilities, the most affordable university tuition in the state, and 300 days of sunshine. Why look anywhere else? Discover why Utah Tech was recently named one of Education Magazine's 10 prominent universities and colleges to watch. Join us and experience the active learning, active life difference at Utah Tech.
In the southwest corner of Utah, nestled among the towering walls of Zion National Park, is a place where stunning scenery is your constant companion. Here, 2,400 square miles combine for a vast playground. We are a place to immerse yourself, to lose yourself, to find yourself. We are Greater Zion.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back. ESPN 97.7 Region 9 Media Day, presented by our good friends at Flynn Companies. Check out Flynn Companies. Holy cow, they're building up. You look around Utah Tech, SUU, they're building up Southern Utah literally. And then you've got Buck Ace Hardware. Appreciate Ideal Home and Auto Paint, our title sponsor for all Region 9 athletics. And in a snap of the finger, you're already to baseball season. It's unbelievable how quick this goes. Fab Freddy's, Wilkinson's, Nets on Fire, Hearst Ace Hardware, and many others helping us bring you Media Day today, and it was a blast. And if you missed it, you go watch on demand. We're going to be playing it today starting at 4 o'clock on ESPN 97.7. And the competitiveness in Region 9 every year. It's the best region in baseball in the whole dang state. You don't know who's going to win it. It's been a Region 9 team the last. You got to go back 15 years until I think Grantsville won it, like in 2000 and something. So it usually comes from this region. The parity is again there, and that's the story every year. One of the coolest things about Media Day is hearing the coaches talk about their players. And if you're a baseball player in the state of Utah, you're lucky if you get to play on Region 9 because you got the best coaches. They care about you. They develop. They want to see you do well. And that's one of my favorite parts is hearing Coach Walker, Coach Abbott, Coach Seacrest, all these guys, Coach Cave, talk about their players and what they went through and how hard it is to get to where they are. It's hard to play varsity baseball, especially down here, and it takes a lot of perseverance. So I love hearing those stories. And we appreciate you being with us, and we'll be out of the diamond starting this week. We'll post where we're going to be and all throughout region play on ESPN 97.7. Thanks so much for being with us. Have a great night, everybody.